You're tuning in to the Black Hollywood Live Network, featuring news, interviews, and commentary on all things Black Hollywood. Hollywood redefined. From Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies. This is Black Hollywood Live. Just saying, featuring conversations on love, sex, and relationships from three sassy ladies. Black Hollywood Live. Hollywood redefined.
You're listening to Black Hollywood Live.
And now, the host of Black Hollywood Live, Just Saying.
Good evening. It's Friday night. Welcome to Just Saying. I am Diane Valentine, your host tonight. We are so happy you joined us for another juicy, spicy, and sassy conversation with your three favorite girlfriends. So let me introduce you to my co-host tonight. Right to my left is the beautiful April Daniels.
Hello.
And next to April is the lovely Miss Cherie Fletcher.
Hello.
We are so glad you joined us tonight. We've got a good, juicy, controversial topic for you tonight. But before we talk about it, I just got to catch up with my girls for a minute.
Yes.
So what have you been doing all week?
Oh, gosh. I've been preparing for my launch of my tour for the Rock Out With Me campaign.
That's right. Atlanta is the first city.
Atlanta is the first city.
That's awesome.
Yes.
Okay. I don't recall getting an invitation to that.
I was told you was going to Cabo.
Yes, I am.
So you can't
It's only because I didn't get an invitation.
Well, you guys cancel Cabo and come with me on April 24th, 25th, and 26th in the ATL,
But
baby.
I will be there in spirit.
That's okay.
Congratulations.
Thank you, Diane.
Congratulations, April.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank
This is
you.
the first
city.
city.
First city.
Awesome.
Yes.
Are you nervous?
Awesome.
I'm not nervous.
Yeah.
I'm just like the anxiety of the anticipation.
Right,
and,
right.
You know, because who's meant to be there will be there,
Yeah,
and it'll
absolutely.
be, you
But
know.
what can the ladies expect?
Well, the ladies definitely can expect a great time. There'll be fellowship, networking. There'll be pampering services, and it'll just be a really good time. Attitudes and cattiness all somewhere else in another
check it at the
state.
door.
Yeah, it ain't even at the door. It ain't in the building. It's going to be a great time
Nice.
for women to be
Yes.
united.
Good. I'm
Yes.
so proud of you.
Thank
also,
you.
can I just say that?
Thank you
I'm
very
so proud
much.
of you for really just taking this on
And
head
making it
on. It's
happen.
going to be
Thank you.
amazing.
Thank
It's
you,
going to be
Diane.
amazing.
Yes.
Now, what about if people want to get tickets? Is there a website?
Yes,
or
there is.
something?
Actually, you can go to rockoutwithme.com.
Awesome.
And you can purchase tickets there. You can see what Rock Out With Me is really all about. And,
Okay.
you know, the more the merrier. Join me, ladies. We need to represent and make this face of unitedness together with each other. I can't say it enough. Let's get it together.
Awesome. Cherie, what have you been up to all week?
Nothing.
Well, on that note, it's happy hour. Our resident mixologist has brought us some different libations this week. Tell our viewers about it.
Okay, well, and I posted the recipe on my Instagram with Cherie Fletcher. And this is simple. It doesn't really take a lot to have an amazing cocktail. This is just white wine, and I use Sauvignon Blanc, and you can use...
fancy.
Yes, it's very fancy, very fancy. And you can use Chardonnay, and then I put a little bit of... I swear by Minute Maid. Minute Maid needs to pay me a salary. Okay, I'm just saying, Minute Maid...
You do have a lot of cartons in your refrigerator.
I love Minute Maid. So it's funny because I accidentally bought the Minute Maid peach, but it's so
no,
good
that's one of
and
my favorites.
it's amazing.
Yeah,
So I mix
that's
that
the
with
devil
a
in the
little,
carton.
Hello. But if you just use a little bit, so it's more like 2/3 part white wine,
Okay.
a third Minute Maid peach, and then fresh apple and fresh pears. So, and then you can make it sparkling. We said with a little bit of
Okay.
champagne or a little bit of soda water or Perrier. And
Nice.
it's just so pretty, so refreshing. And I hope y'all got your cocktails because I shown up with the recipe.
Lord.
Online.
Yes. Tweet her. Tell her you got it.
Yes.
Well, cheers. Let's
Yes.
try it, ladies.
Yes. And tell me
Cheers.
how it is. Tell me how it is. It's an apple pear sangria.
Oh, it's so
it
good.
fabulous and
It's
refreshing?
refreshing. Yes.
April has a
My
non-alcoholic
sippy
version.
cup is good. I'm swinging my feet under the table.
Basically, April has some Minute
Jets
Maid
juice.
peach.
Right.
Jets
With
juice.
with some fruit.
Right. Well, I've said it before, April. You don't need alcohol to turn it up.
I do not have.
You come prepared. You come prepared.
Absolutely.
And what have you been doing?
You know, I've been
gone.
working
Have you
late.
been
Yeah,
gone?
she was
Crazy.
crazy. Yes, I had a speaking engagement in Canada.
Yes.
Yes, my third engagement in Canada. It was
that's
amazing.
awesome.
And it was a smaller group, but I have to say it was one of the most humbling experiences of speaking because I got a standing ovation.
No.
Wait a minute. When do you not get a standing ovation?
No, I have never gotten a standing ovation.
I find that hard to believe.
That's
I have
beautiful.
not.
Okay, let me just say, people, when Diane comes to speak, she puts it all the way down. Like,
Bam.
will blow your mind. You will leave there with your mouth open.
Yeah. You're gifted.
Thank
You're
you.
gifted.
Thank you.
Good for
Thank you. So I had a great week. I had a
Yes,
great
you
week,
did.
ladies. Thank you.
Awesome.
Wonderful.
Well, I say we jump into our show.
Let's do
Yes,
it.
let's.
So tonight we are talking about when relationships go bad. Real bad. Yes. So everybody has been in love. I know, April, you and I are married. Miss Cherie, I'm working on your next husband and the next wedding.
Yes.
But let's talk about relationships just a little bit. So I want to share a statistic with you guys, all right? So there is preliminary data that says in 2012, 40% of all births were outside of wedlock.
40%?
40% of all
Wow.
births in 2012 was out of wedlock. And now, when you start talking about racial and ethnic groups, it gets alarmingly different. So, of that 40%, African Americans were the highest at 72.2%.
So this just means unmarried. Don't mean like you
Unmarried,
cheat.
you
doing
having
something
babies.
Crazy, you just having babies.
You
and
having
you're not
babies,
married.
you
Gotcha.
unmarried, compared to our white counterparts that were 29%.
I'm a wedlock baby.
I was too. Unfortunately, my kid wasn't. Right? I'm perpetuating the
I
cycle.
didn't realize you were married.
Well,
Your kid wasn't or was?
Was not.
You were married?
I was not. I was not. You
Oh,
said
so
you were a
it was-
wedlock
yes,
baby.
so-
Mine was not.
Okay.
Stay with me. Stay with me.
Wait a minute. Am I confused?
Yeah.
Is the sangria kicking in?
You know you was chugging on it before you got here.
Snap. No, I am, because I have to taste it and get the portions right. I am an out of wedlock baby. That's what I meant. Yes,
okay,
my
you're an
mother and
out of
father
wedlock
were
baby.
not married.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
'cause that's like wet
So was Ryan.
lies.
So was Ryan.
Yes, okay.
Jed is the only lucky one in the building.
Yeah,
Jed,
was.
you get home, you kiss your mama and your daddy tonight.
right.
Yes. He is not perpetuating
Omar
the
wasn't.
cycle. Oh, but
Yeah,
Omar
Omar
wasn't.
wasn't.
Okay.
So I have the two words.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right. But it's kind of alarming, you know,
Yeah.
those
That
statistics.
number is-
You know, which brings me to the thought of, so if you are cheating on your significant other, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, but you guys are on a break, is that considered cheating?
Not if you on a break.
What?
I'm going to be hot as
Okay,
hell.
wait. Are we on
No,
a
it's not cheating.
break? No, because listen, what you have to say is, are we on a break with the intent to get back together?
Well, I
or
think-
are we on a break with the understanding we are not fooling with each other?
Well, I think a break is a break, whatever
I'm
that
with you.
means. And sometimes when you're on that break, the man goes out and has another baby.
That's a mess.
Yeah,
It's a mess, but it's real. Like in the case
real.
with, you know, Dwayne and Gabrielle Union. They were
Yeah.
technically broken up. And he had a baby with someone else. And I don't know that he decided to have a baby. I don't, you know,
No, he probably
it behooves
didn't
me to
decide.
think he went
Yeah,
out
I
and
don't-
planned
yeah.
to have this
What's
baby.
troublesome to me is
What?
that you're on a break. Now we don't know what the circumstances were. We
Yeah.
don't
Right.
know if it, okay, let's take a little
If
bit of
something
time.
was
maybe
tampered
we just
with.
need some room,
Right.
or whatever. But dude, like, why ain't you protecting yourself?
But how you know he
Yes.
wasn't?
Come on.
Ooh.
How do you know he wasn't?
Well, but see, this issue is a lot more common than maybe we like to say, because, you know, Dwayne and Gabrielle now are happily married.
Right.
So I feel like, you know, there's
They
a silver
beat it.
lining, right?
Absolutely.
They beat the odds and still made it work. But then there's also Ludacris and, help me,
What's her
I
name?
wish I could.
Tell her name. I mean, how do you pronounce it? Exodus.
His very pretty bride.
She's so beautiful,
Yes,
right?
we'll just say
Right.
very pretty wife.
Yes, beautiful, beautiful wife. And, you know, for them, they also took a break.
Yeah.
And Ludacris had another baby.
But see, that is up for debate. Because they said according to like the Instagram, they weren't on break.
Oh, they weren't on break.
That's what TMZ said now.
Oh,
You know,
well, we know they credible.
According to Instagram, apparently what she was posting or he was posting, they weren't really on break.
Really?
And then to save face, well, we were on break.
We were on break.
No, he dipped.
Wow.
And
So are men
Dipped and delivered.
So are men just stupid? Are they just dumb?
Oh,
say they
I don't want to call the brothers dumb.
I'm just saying.
But Diane, you hard on the brother.
But look at here. Safe sex is education 101.
Yeah, but let me just
Right.
say something. Safe sex is never safe sex.
That is true.
You can put
Okay.
that. We all learn that. You
That's
put
true.
a condom on that thing does not mean you're not having babies.
That's true.
But
That's true.
You know what? I would be, and I'm not really a betting woman, but I would be willing to bet that these jokers ain't wearing no condoms.
That's what I believe.
I'd be willing to bet that. I'm just saying.
I think they just feel like they're indestructible.
I can't believe that.
Right?
I just can't believe that because that's the nastiest thing in the world. If you just
What are the
in and out.
chances? What are the chances of you getting pregnant if a man has on a condom?
No,
Do you know how
It's
like
very
minuscule that
slim.
is?
What is it? 98.9% that condoms work.
No, they ain't wearing no condom. They're getting caught up in the moment and they just making it happen.
Yeah.
And bam,
Listen,
But you know, I mean, I will say that I am really proud of these women because to some degree, I feel like it was very empowering, you know, for them to be like, okay, this happened,
Right.
you know, but this is still my life. And I get to choose the man that I love, and I get to move forward with this life.
love don't live
In
here
spite
anymore.
of now
Love
we have
don't live here
a
anymore.
stepchild.
We're on
Right.
break and
I mean,
you have
I-
a baby.
I
It's
think
a wrap for me.
for both women, it was a choice to stay.
Absolutely.
You know, God knows they wasn't in
Absolutely.
a situation where it was like, well, where's I'm gonna do
Right.
now? You know, and I mean, I commend them.
Would you
Now-
say?
Absolutely not. And you know, me and my friends debate this because everybody always says
Death
you
do
don't
us
know what you would
part.
do.
I
Which
saw
is
Sean's
real.
post today on Instagram.
What
Till
Sean
death
say?
do us part. The Daniels always get it right.
I love it. Oh,
I
that's
love
cute.
Sean.
Listen,
That's
we
cute.
love, we fight, we cry, we do all of that. But he know if he ever,
Did y'all ever take a break?
absolutely not.
Okay,
yeah.
And if you ever take your pogo stick somewhere it don't belong, listen, I got a list that is a guaranteed walking paper. for
And
me.
and the break baby, you're not having it.
Absolutely.
No
If
break
I-
baby.
If I was to go out and have a break baby, my husband would kill me when he got back to me. He'd be like, "You had a nice break, because I'm about to break your neck."
But you know, men, see, they look at that so differently.
I know.
Because it's like their break baby is over there.
Right. And this
you
is real
him,
life over here.
Yeah, but then the flip side of that is, what if the wife can never give you a baby? Now she has to
Oh,
live
gosh.
with the break
Ooh.
baby over there. That's something I can
Yeah.
never give you, and now
Right.
you know we're together. Like,
Well,
how do you?
Maybe that baby's a gift from God.
Hello. Are all children a gift from God?
All
That's
children
so
are a
true.
gift from God. So maybe that's God's way of giving you.
Exactly. And you know, they really found the silver lining in
They
their
did. They
situations.
did.
But I will tell you, when it comes to Arnold Schwarzenegger
Oh.
and Maria Shriver,
Oh.
look, I'm sweating
See
just
now.
thinking about him
See
right now
now.
because
I need a
this
sip.
fool right here.
We need a sip on
Yes,
that.
I said fool, former Governor Schwarzenegger. This fool right here had a love child
Terminator.
with the daggone
I'd have
housekeeper.
terminated him.
And the housekeeper remained with the family.
That's crazy.
Like 15, 20 years.
See, but you know what was crazy about that for me is that she ain't even fly. Like, if you gonna dip,
They
let her
never
be
are.
fly.
Right. They're never as good as what you got at
No,
home.
you be sitting there like, I want to scratch my head on this one because I need you to help
But
me
like,
to
if
understand.
you would do it with her, you gonna do it with anybody. Like, that's
I don't think men are that choosy.
and that's scary. That's a problem.
I don't think that. But what's even crazier is poor Maria, bless her heart, because she waited until he got out of office
Yeah.
to ask him.
She was a true
if
ride or
the
die
child
chick.
was his
ain't
or
ride
not.
or die.
no,
Let me tell you what
she
that
didn't
is.
ride.
She
I'm
was
just
smart.
saying, but
She's from
even
a political
still.
family.
Yeah.
And she understands protocol and the way you do things.
Yes, that's true. But
That's just in
what
her
I'm
nature.
saying is,
she's wired that way.
right? But the average woman would have been like, "Oh, you think I'm gonna let you finish that up peacefully? I'm I'm about to blow
How
your
you
whole
doing?
situation
How
up.
you
But
doing?
I bet you, and I like Maria Shriver, but I
Yeah, I
bet
like
you
her
she
too.
benefited from that decision as well.
Well,
I
of
don't-
course she did, but
Well,
what does
that's
that
what
got to do
well,
with it?
no, that's what I'm saying.
Oh,
Like, it
yeah.
wasn't like,
Yeah,
oh, let me
but-
just ride with my husband. Let me just
No,
ride.
I don't
she
think that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that she is probably one of those women from the outside looking in
Right.
that would have rolled with him to the very end had it not been as
Right.
detrimental as it was.
And
Yeah.
that's kind of what they're
For her to
wired
be-
to do. That whole political thing.
I know.
The Kennedy, they're
But
wired
you know
to
what,
do that.
what's so
can't do
crazier is let's take a look at the little boy.
Look just
Now
like
the young man looked just like Arnold. Now look at that baby. He looks just like Arnold. Now, if the housekeeper been with the family 15, 18 years?
Too long.
You know the son was coming around for Christmas dinner.
That's a mess.
She was cleaning the house and getting her pipes
Look
clean.
at here. Now see, that hoe right there,
and getting clean.
that hoe over there, she deserves an ass whooping. That's all I'm gonna say.
Look at her.
But you know
The hoe deserves an
Posed
ass
up.
whipping.
How she posed up though?
But
She
here's
like,
the thing, like,
I got mine.
Like, you don't know what the circumstances are.
There's no circumstance.
What are the circumstances?
No, you know, sweet sister Hopeful gonna try to see.
Yes.
You know, believe the best. You don't know. You don't know. You got a very, very powerful, attractive, charismatic man.
Uh-huh.
You don't know what she's going through. He could have taken advantage of that. You know what I mean? Like, and maybe she felt like, in order for me to keep my job, you never know.
Listen,
That hoe over there?
It's easy
And
to
I
find
hate
another
that.
house to clean.
I hate that we always blame the woman.
I'm not blaming the woman,
because it
but
takes
they are
No.
both at fault.
Absolutely. I don't care what she
y'all
going
are
He
through.
women.
deserved a bullet, and she deserved the ass
What's her
whooping.
name? What's her name?
That hoe over there.
That over there.
Listen, she just might have been trying to keep her damn job.
Well, we're going to
That's
agree
it.
to disagree,
Right.
but we're
We
not
don't
bashing
know.
women. I'm not
No,
bashing
definitely
women.
not
no,
bashing
it ain't
women.
right what she did.
At all.
It ain't, but the bigger.
Just look how she posed up in this
wait,
picture.
that's her baby though.
Yeah,
the
but-
bigger wrong was him.
Of course, the bigger one was him, but she was in their house every day.
I'm saying you don't know how he approached her and came up on her.
but she could say no.
in their house every
He
day.
did say no.
So then now he raped me.
Now he
Don't
raped
know.
her.
I'm saying like
Well,
we
then she
don't
should
know.
press charges, but that don't look like she want to press
We don't
charges.
know.
That look like
Okay.
a meal
We
ticket.
don't agree.
Sweet sister hopeful.
I don't know.
All right, sweet sister hopeful. Now, there has been a lot of talk in the news. There's been a lot of talk in the news about one of my favorite families.
Okay.
The Kardashians.
Oh,
yes, I'm a
dang.
fan. I'm a fan. And poor Bruce Jenner. Right, I used to always watch the Kardashians and go, "Wow, he's being so bullied. Look at him. He's a handsome man.
He's being
him and
bullied.
Chris look so good together." But could you imagine being in a house with that many women for so long? He was kind of bullied. They kind of like ran the house, but
Well, most women do.
most women do. This is true.
Yeah, well, especially when it's a number of them.
That's true.
You know.
That's true. But how do you ladies think you could handle the fact when your husband comes to you, whether you're separated or not, and says, "I've been keeping a secret from you. I really have a desire to be a woman, and I'm transgender."
I can't even imagine.
That one deserves a sip.
Sip, ladies.
Speechless, you know.
Right.
Listen, I
And look at Bruce today. Like, he's preparing
morphing
for his
into-
transition.
Yes.
I mean,
Yes.
it is very obvious that he is preparing for his surgical transition.
Yeah.
Well, let me say this. I respect
Bless his heart.
decision because it's his decision at
Right.
the end of the day. I commend all of the family
I do too.
because they are handling it with grace to me.
Yes.
Because if it was my family, we'd be on TMZ, CNN.
Right.
It
They
would
would've
be
jumped on me.
It would be
They
like
gonna beat Damon down to the
breaking
ground.
news. Yes. So, I can't even imagine. I can't
even imagine.
For me, the biggest struggle is you have daughters,
Yes.
and daughters need their fathers. That's the
That's a
only
tough
thing
one.
that,
It is tough.
See, let me. My opinion is, we can't even relate to that type of struggle. Like
Right.
to come to a place where we feel like we're trapped in a body that is not a conducive to who we are. We can't even relate to that. We can't judge him.
Right.
We don't know what his struggle is. However, my thing is, at this stage, you have two daughters that are about to No. I'm saying like biological.
But those other girls.
But the other ones are older and whatever.
Right.
But you have 2 younger daughters, and now they're going to lose. And then he has other kids, the 2 guys,
Yeah.
and I can't even imagine what the guys. I think he's got 4, if I'm not 4 biological. Then he has his bonus children. But I can't even imagine. This is my father.
Right.
You change into a woman. Where's my father? You understand? I don't have a father anymore. I don't know. My take is, do people deserve to be happy? Yes, but at what cost?
Yeah. Well, the issue of transgender is a lot more popular, I think, than we all know. So it is estimated that 2 to 5% of the population is transgender.
Wow.
Yeah.
And to some degree experience some form of gender dysphoria. And the number of people who identify as transsexual and undergo reassignment.
And reassignment means a sex change.
A sex reassignment is smaller. However, it is growing in numbers, like 12%. This is like 1 in 34,000.
That's my thing, Bruce. Why don't you just, in your spare time, in your private time, why don't you just put on some ladies' clothes, put on some panties?
So he should continue to live in this cocoon that he feels.
Well, I think
he was wrongfully born into.
Let me tell you what I think. I think that, and I know this is maybe not a fair comparison, but I think when you have kids, suicide is not an option. Okay, life gets hard, stuff gets hard, but you got to ride it out. You got kids. I don't think you get to make that decision. I think that's selfish.
Wow.
I do. At this stage of the game, I think that's very selfish.
So even though Bruce has said, for the last 50 years, I have lived a lie.
Not now.
And I might die tomorrow. So
you have young children.
So Bruce's happiness is less important than his
that
children.
Make him happy?
No,
that's completely make him happy. It's still a gamble.
I think he doesn't know, but he's trying to find it.
And I get that, but
Right?
I'm saying find it in a few more years. Because let your kids get a little older. Let your kids get on their own, and then find it.
Right,
Don't find it now. That's crazy to me.
But to some degree, couldn't you say the same thing about divorce? Like, it's selfish of you to divorce when you should stay and for the children.
Right. And it depends. Absolutely, it depends on the circumstance. It really does. And it's like, what do you do? Do you serve yourself or do you serve others? And I just got a soft spot when it comes to kids.
Yeah, I mean, I'm with you on that. I just feel like I said, daughters need their fathers, and boys need their fathers too. But because the young ones in the house are his 2 daughters,
right?
It's just a lot of women in the world today are messed up because their fathers wasn't in the home.
That's right.
It's so true.
And so when you have that and you have those memories, and now it's kind of being,
it's jacked up.
Yeah,
it's jacked up.
It changes the dynamic totally.
His decision
it's just jacked
is
up.
going to affect. So it's going to have a ripple effect. It's just not as simple as me changing my gender.
Of course.
This is what I think. I think you're going to put so much psychological stuff on their plate, on your boys, on your girls. I don't know. I think at this point, Bruce, you got to ride the rest of your life out as a man.
Just ride it out as a man.
You just do.
Now,
dress up in your spare time, but no.
You've always been, I see you as someone who's incredibly supportive. Okay. So if your husband came to you and said he wanted to go through this gender change, would you support him?
Sweet mother hopeful.
Yeah, sweet sister hopeful.
What does support look like? Like, I'm just like, okay, baby. What is?
Well, I'm not asking for a dissertation. I'm just asking for a yes or no.
You know what? You never know. This is how you
swindle out of a question.
No, I'm gonna tell you the real. Listen, I'm gonna need some penis every now and then. So you need to be clear on that.
Right.
You want to be a woman? You want to take your equipment away? I might be able to ride this thing out, but I'm gonna need some penis.
So if he who wants to be a she, and you'll be supportive if he has a dildo for you?
No, I'm gonna.
You want the real thing,
real penis.
So you'll be supportive, but you need to be able to go out and get you some real penis.
Everything's changing.
So are you?
You changing your gender?
I get it.
I'm changing my gender.
I get it.
That's
but
what
you
I'm
can't
saying,
be supportive of him. April, what about you?
I'm gonna be supportive. That's what I'm saying. Like,
Listen,
and I don't know.
might be cool or penis and everything after you come home and tell me that I'm gonna be a nun. Like, how do you? I can't even imagine.
I can't imagine either.
I would be so broken from the fact that you're coming home telling me you no longer want to be a man, you want to be a woman.
But it's not
That would be,
personal, though.
No, it's not. But that would be my first breakdown.
Right.
But let me ask you
my second
this.
breakdown.
Go ahead.
Wait a minute. Would be. I'm now broken. So
Right.
how can I put myself back together and still be supportive of you?
I got it.
You're being selfish in your decision.
Till
You're
death
allowed
do us
that.
part.
There you go.
In sickness and in health.
Till death do
For
us
better or worse.
Worms.
Till death do us part when you were the man and I was the woman. He didn't say
Where that
two
Bible
women-
verse?
Listen,
Somebody give me a daggone Bible. Where that Bible verse at? What is it, James? Come on, spit it on out.
Can I say this? We really do, and I think I'm guilty of this. We take our vows and we say for you know, for rich, for poor, for
Yes.
well-being, for sick, for better, for worse. We don't
Yes.
really mean it.
Heck no, we don't mean that.
that's not true.
Oh no,
Oh,
That's not true.
Now we done talked about two
if
issues
Sean-
that you are not
you
forgiving
talking
Sean
about?
of.
Oh, okay.
If Sean
Yeah, I'll be
comes to
quiet.
you-
Y'all go
Listen,
carry on.
Hello. If Sean comes to you and says,
Yeah, but see-
"Baby, I want to be a woman," you see.
No,
this
we're
is-
not going to use that
Okay,
example
we
with
won't
my
use-
household.
You're right. We're not gonna use
We can't even bring up Big Shiz,
That's right.
basically.
Y'all didn't get it on the rider. Don't talk about it.
Big shit's gonna be big sis. No.
No, but so what about if one of your children came home and
God,
shared
no.
that?
No.
You gonna disown them? You're not gonna love them through it?
I'm gonna ride it out with my
Listen,
baby.
y'all are asking me questions that I am not prepared to answer. Let me just say
Trey
this.
is gonna be Treyana, and I'm gonna love
Yes.
my baby.
How about I'm gonna love
I'm gonna
Ryan?
love
She ain't
my
even gotta
baby.
change her name.
Take the I and make it a while.
Right, she ain't gotta change her name.
Wear some of Mama's clothes.
I'm riding with her until the wheels fall off.
I don't even know how to handle that. I don't.
You know,
like,
I
you're
think what
stubborn.
happens-
no, I'm not saying I wouldn't handle it, but I don't even know. I can't even speak from a place of knowledge of knowing how to handle it.
And
that's
none of
my
us can.
child.
Right.
Yes.
And none of us can.
No, I
because
get
that's
that,
not
but I'm
a
like
reality, and
no,
hopefully it
right,
never will be, because
right.
that's a hard position
Of
to be in.
course.
But I think
Of
that
course.
when you're in a marriage, for better or worse, means that you honor the other more than you honor yourself. So that means I put my stuff aside. You understand what I mean? I put my stuff aside. I put my feelings aside. If you come to me and say, "Babe, you know what? I want to be a woman." That ain't personal. I didn't make you make
Right.
that decision.
Right.
That's
Right.
not personal. So I think when you do marriage, and to do marriage effectively, you have to be selfless.
Yes.
So many times.
Is that what you were? I'm just curious.
Well, I'm getting divorced, so obviously not.
You selfish hindsight. No, but listen, I understand that, but
Okay.
I have to say, I don't believe, people want for better or for worse to work to their benefit when they want to do what they want to
Hello.
do. When you get into a marriage, there is a certain level of responsibility that you must have, and you cannot hide behind that for better or for worse.
Oh, that's a good point.
Like, what is
But I
that?
think it's the intention behind it. I think if your intention is, well, look, I'm a ride this for better
Right.
for worse. I think
Right.
it really is the heart behind it. It's always the heart behind something.
And when does God allow divorce? Now that's a whole nother
He don't
conversation.
allow divorce.
That's a whole nother conversation.
Hates it, but that's what he allowed. That's what Jesus is. Jesus is about reconciliation, redemption, and
I love everybody.
And happy Good Friday. Him is finished.
Yes,
That's the thing.
okay,
There's so
all
much
right.
grace.
Happy Good Friday.
All right, we gonna move on. We gonna move on. So, okay, we get that you're not okay with a break baby.
No.
Y'all ain't okay with break babies, and you can't change your sex. What about if you got an addiction? What about if you got an addiction?
is a sex addiction? What kind of addiction?
All right. So,
Okay, wait. What did you do on Valentine's Day?
Y'all will not ask me every show.
we want to know.
We're going to talk about John Dale.
We want to know. We want to know.
Selfish. See, maybe if Chris did that to Bruce.
Right. Hello.
Listen, he want to be a man all
Right.
day if that happened.
So look, this is John Daly, pro golfer, very, very successful, very, very wealthy. He has been married 5 times.
He had a cigarette in his mouth.
He had a cigarette in his mouth while he on the course.
And a belly.
That
ain't no real sport.
A mushroom top over his pants.
Listen, y'all not gonna talk about the thick guys. I'm just gonna tell y'all that right now.
Brought up your chunky but funky man.
But Sean has a firm belly.
How you know?
Don't be checking out his belly. Ain't nobody over here talking about Terrell got ass. Will got strong shoulders.
Will got everything.
We are not allowed to have sangria anymore, and mine is a virgin. I don't know what's going on tonight.
So look, John Daly has admitted, he's come out and admitted, aside from the fact that he's been married 5 times, so he got a woman problem. But aside from that,
belly he's holding it down, belly and all.
Right.
Like, come on, Nat.
He has come out and admitted that he has lost over $60 million gambling.
That's a dummy.
But is he a dummy if he can afford it?
No, nobody can hurt you. Lose $60 million.
He's not hurting anybody.
If he's not in Gambling Anonymous, if they ain't losing houses and kids can't finish school, then he just spending his money.
But do you know how far and how much good $60 million can do?
But who's to say?
Lost it in Vegas.
But who's to say he would have done good with it?
Okay, here's the thing.
He could have been selfish and just kept it.
But see, this is what addiction is. Addiction means you don't really have any boundaries. If you want to gamble, if you want to go to Vegas, you work hard, you got the money. Like, have some boundaries. Say, I'm going to take $2 million this year, and I'm going to go, and I'm going to, whatever. This is what I have. He doesn't have that. He doesn't have those boundaries. You lose $60 million, that's a damn problem.
Okay, but what if the man is worth...
You know how many shoes? You know how many shoes $60 million will buy?
But what if the man is worth $50 billion? Is it still wrong?
You go in and make it rain on them gambling.
Is it still wrong?
I think,
But see, that's an interesting
It's all
question,
perspective. It's all perspective.
You got to put that in context. If he has $50 billion, but still, you're right. But I don't think that's his reality.
But we don't know.
I think $60 million made a difference in his household. Him losing $60 million made a difference. It shifted things.
Do we know his net worth?
We do not.
Yeah, I do. I couldn't find it.
But if he loses $60 million,
Sherry, producer lady, you know his net worth? No. Don't nobody know his net worth? No. Okay.
I couldn't find it as public record.
$700 billion. Now listen, he got enough money to go on and trick off $60 million. But what I want to say is that even with the addiction, sometimes the addiction doesn't have to break down everything around you, but it could affect everything around you. So he might have the money to blow, but if it's time that he could put in with his family or with his wife, and he's always going and gambling, then it's definitely
because that's probably why he's had 5 wives too. That's probably alluded to that
obviously,
as well.
There's an issue. Yeah. You go through 5 women. There's an issue. You got some issues.
But I mean, I don't know. Elizabeth Taylor had how many husbands?
She got issues.
Well, I'm not mad at her. I like people that can pick it up and put it down.
Husbands, she got issues.
I like it when people can pick it up and put it down.
Issues,
I'm saying, first of all,
that's the next show.
Listen, all women are crazy.
We all got some
crazy. I have this talk with my son. All women are crazy.
Absolutely.
Yes. We all have issues.
All are crazy.
Yes. We do.
Yeah. But what really defines addiction? Because there are some points in my life that I could be like, ooh, I think I got a shopping addiction.
You do. It ain't no I think.
I know.
You do.
But
I just didn't make it to Shopping Anonymous yet.
What makes you think you have an addiction?
Well, I love to shop.
We all do.
No, I love to shop. I can go to the grocery store and shop for cat food, and I hate cats. I love to shop.
But you don't have a cat.
I know. I just love to shop. I love to shop. But, I've never been in a position where I'm going to go out and not pay my mortgage and shop, or not pay a bill, or take money from my savings and shop.
You're responsible.
You know what I mean? But if I've had a good year, last year was good, and Damon was like, have you checked out the wardrobe line in QuickBooks? I was like, what's that line? Where that line at?
So how are we defining?
I don't see it.
How are we defining addiction?
Right. That's what I want to know.
Yes, I would imagine it means you're doing something to the detriment
Right.
of your responsibilities, of your well-being, of your family's well-being, where it's so severely out of balance that it creates a problem.
And that has never happened to me. So I have no addiction.
Hello.
Do you hide your clothes when you come in from?
Yes, she does. Yes, she does.
What? Do you hide your purchases in the trunk until he goes to sleep?
Do you? I don't hide them. I just don't advertise it. When I come home,
sent me a text and told me I was your pusher.
you are. I'm like, I just, you know.
I said, Sean, give thanks for all things. That's what the Bible says. All things.
Right. And Cherie, I've seen your closet, so I know you are not one to talk.
What'd I say?
And all the empty rooms that are unoccupied at your house.
And look, wait, I was over her house the other day, and she said, you know, I had this old Chanel bag, and she went and got the box and came down. It was like dust and stick on
Right.
it. And she was like, wait a minute. And she opened it, and the bag was like brand spanking new. I
Never
said,
did.
have you ever carried it? Once.
Well, wait, no.
Now, when you carry a Chanel bag once, that means you got a gang of others
That's when I was married. It's so crazy because that bag is so old. You know, I mean, Will and I divorced. We're talking about 18 years ago. So I had
You
the
sure
bag.
kept a lot of stuff from that marriage.
Well, Chanel bag. Yes, ma'am.
that had 4 inches of dust on it.
You kept trinkets.
Wait, he told me I needed to return it. I said, I will be the laughingstock of
Beverly Hills.
California if I have to return this Chanel bag. So I did a lot of stuff, but you know, I purged when I moved. I gave a lot of stuff away because you gotta this is what I think. I think you gotta
did not do anything.
I did not.
Oh,
I didn't know.
Listen, I packed her house
What's
up.
our next
She ain't
topic?
purged.
I was in the closet with them kitten heels that you wouldn't let go of.
And we're not even going to talk about the purchase she made the other day by Tori Purge.
Oh, right.
My shoes. Why did everybody go in on my little shoes?
They were awful. You should have called me from the store.
Taking them back.
You should have took
Yes,
them back.
take 'em
by
back.
now.
Taking them back.
So, all right, ladies. So we can
got
all
that off
agree
subject.
addiction is possible.
Yes,
you know,
yes.
it's all relative, right? It's all relative.
It
But
is.
what happens when you have been sleeping with the enemy,
Lord.
and didn't know it? All right. So you find out that the man you are married to, like Miss Phaedra Parks, that not only was he a previous criminal,
No, ma'am.
he's still a criminal.
She knew that though.
You think so?
She knew he was a criminal.
No, of course he was a criminal.
When she married him.
Of course.
Absolutely.
But do you think
An
she
active
knew
criminal she didn't
that he
know.
was still
Listen to what
engaged in
this is-
illegal activity?
This is what I think. And you never know. So I'm going to give her
Yes.
the benefit of the doubt. But I think Phaedra is a very, very smart woman.
Yes.
I think this is a good-looking man. I think she wanted some good-looking babies.
She got some beautiful babies.
Hello. And she was Mr. President. That looked like Derek J. I'm just saying. But
Mr. President looked like Derek J.
I'm going to set my
I'm
teeth.
telling you, Mr. President looked just like Derek J. But we know Derek J. ain't
You will
even
not.
going there.
They do not.
Derek J does. That
I'm not
first
gonna let you
baby,
talk about
that
the
first
baby.
baby looked like his daddy. That second baby looked like Derek J.
Derek
Lord
J.
have
Where did you
mercy.
get this information?
I watched the show. I'm
You
a-
know you
I'm a-
still
I'm-
need glasses, so we can't even.
I see distance. I am a
Lord.
housewife's junkie, and I'm not saying she did. No,
No, we know
I think
that,
both
but-
kids are from
Yes,
her husband.
yes.
But it's just funny that the baby looks like Derek J.
Right.
But I think she's a very, very savvy businesswoman. I think
Uh-huh.
she's smart. I think she chose him for a reason. She knew he was a felon, which is ironic because she's an attorney. She's a lawyer,
Right.
So why would you choose a felon?
You know they like them bad boys.
Hello, there was something in her. So I don't think that can't be a major surprise to you. I'm not saying
Yeah.
she knew that he was still engaged in illegal activity, but that can't be a major surprise. That's who you chose.
It is who she chose. But now, tell me this. Okay, we on number 4. Now, if you found out that Sean was engaged in illegal activity, would you
Sean.
leave your husband?
No, he's using the show.
Oh, you riding with
I
him.
ain't leaving them for that. All I know, I'm a little warped in the head. I'm like, listen, I'm trying to get away, car value. You go ahead. You go ahead, do what you need to do. I'm gonna be right here, baby. Keeping the car ready.
This is the new wage cookie, y'all.
Yeah,
She is a ride or die.
Yes, ma'am.
ride or die.
Just don't bring no babies home or tea, and we all good.
She gonna ride with you to the end. She gonna ride with you. But you know, we talk about Phaedra and Apollo, right?
Yeah.
So, and I think that from what I can tell by watching the show, it don't seem like he had a whole bunch of money. He was probably just taking care of himself.
But when that dummy said, I spent $8,000
$8,000
at a strip club.
That's what started the investigation.
I watched the show.
I think America was like,
who has the money to just blow $8,000
at a strip
in a
club?
night? That's crazy.
but you know,
what are you doing?
in his defense, it could have been a bit exaggerated because it's TV.
And I could spend $8,000 in an afternoon.
Yeah, we know.
I could do it.
But I'm saying like on
He said every night. Every night. On titties and butt.
Think about it.
It ain't that much titties and butt. Like his wife got enough titties and butt at home that you need to be saving that money, bringing your butt home.
Exactly.
She ain't got titties, but she got butt.
Exactly.
She ain't no titties.
No,
she got titties
no
in that
breasts.
picture.
Yes,
Well,
she
you
sure
know,
do.
she got more than me, so she got
Faye
titties.
ain't got no breast. She got a booty.
Right. Okay, but you say you would ride with him, right? You ride with Sean under his while he got sentenced and wait for him to come back home. But what about
You would ride with him for 8 years?
You can't let no, you don't do that. You don't do that.
You don't do what?
You know,
don't
I'm a
leave
Philly
him?
chick. You don't leave him when he get locked up. You don't do that.
Oh,
You don't do that.
Okay, all right. I'm
don't
proud
do
of you,
that.
April. I'm proud of you.
But as long
what
as he
about
keeps his penis,
But
you
what
there.
about the issue of Ruth and Bernie Madoff, where Bernie Madoff got 100 years? What about that?
Oh my God.
I'm gonna visit him and see to him.
He got
but
100
He can't
years.
expect me to be dedicated to him and be. You ain't coming home.
And they're older. They're an older couple.
Okay,
They ain't
and
like
are you guys
young.
familiar with their story?
Yes,
So you
yes,
know that
yes.
Bernie Madoff was a big Wall Street investment guy
Yes.
under the brokerage, and he schemed American companies, individuals out of $65 billion.
Wow. And she was living the life.
Yes, she was. She was a
living
lady
the
who
life.
lunched every day.
And I'm gonna tell you, I think sometimes women turn a blind eye
Yep.
to ride or die for their
I do
men.
too.
So if you turn a
Yeah.
turn a blind eye and you know
Yes.
he ain't doing, because we have that sixth sense, we have
Yes.
that female intuition, perception, so
Right.
we know when something is off. She turned a blind eye. If you turned a blind eye and you benefited
Yes.
from his dirt, you got to ride it out with him. That's how I feel.
Okay, but let's
So you
let's
still
say this.
say you have to ride it out.
I say
You
yeah.
stay ride it out.
I say you ride it out.
So when this happened, and he was arrested, she continued to go and visit him and support him for 2 years. And she admittedly said that she was more upset that he had a 16-year affair with another woman than she was the fact that he had, swindled America out of $65 billion.
And we can all understand that.
Okay, but now her sons told her to cut off contact with him. Both of her sons said, "Mom, what are you doing? Cut off contact. Dad is a criminal." And they did not speak to her for 2 years. She did not speak to her sons. And she only cut off contact with her husband after her son Mark committed suicide.
Wow. That's deep.
Now how you doing?
See, I don't know why so basically that was a cry for help. But see, she probably
Of course it
she didn't
was.
understand that at the time. I'm sure it
course.
wasn't clear.
She was
But
in the
after-
situation of having to choose.
Yes.
Like, this is her husband. I want to, these are my babies.
Yes.
But I don't think she understood how dire it was with her kids and how affected they were by what their father did until the one committed suicide.
I think clearly she didn't know.
Well, then everything
Yeah.
has to shift. Now you have to look at everything totally different.
But now
I'm
you
like, well,
got
it's been nice.
the man you love, and you have the child you birthed, or the child you raised as your own.
I can't imagine losing a child.
I couldn't imagine either.
I cannot.
But before, when Damon and I first got together, I had one golden rule.
Which was?
I had a child, right, when we met and we started dating, and my only rule with him was, if you ever make me choose, I choose her.
That's right.
I love you, I'm down with you, I'll ride with you, but if you ever make me choose, I choose her.
I love it.
That was my only rule.
And I think as it should be. Now, it's interesting because the Bible says, now see, the thing is, you came into that relationship with the child.
Yes.
But the Bible says that when you lay down and you make, like Jet, like the Bible is telling you, you got to choose your husband first.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yes,
are you
it does.
able to do that?
You're asking me that.
Because we don't
Ask her.
have, like,
I think that it depends on the circumstances. Only because if I knew my child was really having a hard time in this situation and it was very blatant and obvious to me,
Yeah.
I couldn't dismiss it. because that's my husband.
Yeah.
But I'm sure she didn't, like Cherie said, I'm sure she didn't think it was that bad.
Yeah.
And I think we never know what our children are going
That's
through.
right.
And it's one of the reasons that today, even though I fight as much as I fight with Ryan, when she called, I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, wait,
Yeah.
you know, well, wait a minute. What do you need?
Right.
I just need to know that you're okay.
Right.
That's
You
right.
know?
That's
Yeah.
right.
But
But I think she was in a level of a huge level of denial. I really do.
You think it's because
I
she
do.
benefited so much from this life?
Yeah.
I mean, she's trying to be
Because it's
incognito
different.
now.
No, but
Ruth, we see you.
But the crazy,
Ruth. Yeah, we
see
do.
you.
the crazy thing is when you're in it, things look so different to you than when you're on the outside.
That's so true.
So for
That's
her,
so
you
true.
know, she probably thought she was doing the admiral thing as his wife to go and visit, to be there and,
That's
and
right.
whatnot.
Yeah.
But her sons, they were on the outside, even though they were part of that family. You know, their children, their
Yeah.
kids, they weren't
But see,
affected like that.
But it's interesting that the kids would give her an ultimatum. I mean, think about that. That's their father, right? Is that their biological father? That's interesting that they would give her an ultimatum because certainly they benefited by the lifestyle.
Well, I don't know that they gave her an ultimatum.
Oh, that's what you said.
Well, they didn't speak. They were angry at her, but I don't know if it
like
was an
don't
ultimatum.
go and see.
Well, I don't.
cut off.
They were just
ties.
They
angry
wanted
that
her
she
to
was
cut
still-
off ties. So
yeah,
I don't know that it was an ultimatum, but they were both accused in being, you know, involved in the whole Ponzi scheme.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
I
Remember
saw
they were
that.
being investigated.
I saw that.
So, you know, I don't know that they gave her an ultimatum, but I think it was clearly a difficult
That's a tough
I
one.
think in most homes where it's a situation where it's both parents or one of the parents, it's human nature for the children to kind of step back when things are evident that they were
Yeah.
involved. It's different when you don't know and they're just being accused and you got to
Right.
ride that wave out to see, you know, are you convicted? Won't you be found guilty? You know what I mean? But when you know it,
Yeah.
it's like you don't want to be around that because then imagine them with friends,
Right.
peer pressure, school.
Yeah.
You know, now you're marked forever as being the offspring of this man
Yeah.
that
Right.
you know did this terrible stuff to
They
everybody.
probably. I'm thinking they probably wanted her to make the draw the line in the sand to say I'm not with this man.
Yeah,
I
right.
don't condone what he
Right.
did because I think the kids were trying to exonerate themselves because
Right.
they had
Exactly.
got caught
Right.
up in that. Yeah,
And
That's
just to
tough.
make matters worse, because it shows you, you know, you were saying
Yeah.
earlier is that when you do something, it affects everything else. Like the
Absolutely.
gambling. You know, her other son, she just lost her other son a few years ago.
To what?
He died of cancer.
Both sons are
Both sons are
Wow.
dead.
So she just had two.
Yes.
They had two, and both are gone.
And both are gone.
Oh my god.
And you know, before he died, of course, he said that the stress of all
I'm
of this
sure.
aggravated
Right.
the cancer, you know, blah, blah, blah.
See, I'm a firm believer that you don't get away with anything.
You don't get
in
away
this
with
life.
anything.
You just do.
You do
not.
not.
It catches
You don't.
Now his
And
old
let me tell
fat
you,
ass in jail, by the way.
And this, right, and alive. This is what
Yeah.
I think. The stuff you do will affect your children, your children's children.
Yeah.
So you got to make good decisions. You
Yeah.
really do. You really
Karma.
do. That's it. It's reaping and sowing. It's
Right.
the same thing.
Everything you do in the dark comes out in the
Always
light.
comes
Amen.
out.
Yes,
Always
it
comes out.
does.
Well, I got one more for you ladies
You got
now.
two. You got two more.
Y'all have two more?
I think you do.
I hope.
Go ahead. Mama.
Okay, all right. So, Christopher Reeve and his wife Dana. Now, Christopher Reeve was
That is so
injured
beautiful.
in a horse riding accident that left him paralyzed from the neck down. And here they are, still happy, in love, and together.
When did he pass?
He passed several years ago. I don't know. I think it's been maybe 15 or so years ago.
Like, I wonder how long they were married when he was, you know, fully functioning, and then
I know.
how many years when
Yeah.
he was disabled.
But she probably married the love of her life, right?
Yeah.
And then she had this great marriage with Superman. You know, America.
Child.
You know,
Yeah, I
America's
was-
every favorite, you know,
But
superhero.
how ironic
And
is
that's
that?
what I was just going to
know.
say, that you were Superman and this was your ending.
Yes.
My Lord.
like-
Very sad.
It is. It is.
That's-
I
So
mean,
would you stay
sad
and
but
take care of your
beautiful.
husband?
Absolutely. Well, I'm gonna leave him now because you know
It
women.
has died. It has
ain't-
happened.
If you leave a
Yeah.
man like that, that's just
No, you're right. Like you gotta stay, and you have to, you know, make sure that he's good. And but like he's paralyzed.
Yeah.
So I'm sure sexually he can't
Yeah, neck
Why is
down.
everything a sex thing with you today?
It's the same. Blaming on the
You ain't been playing with them toys I gave you.
Girl, that
Listen, I wouldn't even be thinking about sex.
No, but you would.
You
you're
would,
a
but if
sexual being. You would at some point. Like
At some point.
At some point, you would
Right.
because you have needs.
Yeah, but then you service your needs. You take your hand. Good to work. Keep it pushing. Like, you can't.
That's tough.
It's tough.
That
But you know,
to me is till death do us
Death
part.
do us
That
part.
is what that
Exactly.
means to me. Ain't no way in the
Exactly.
world I'm gonna leave my man
And that's exactly
Yeah.
what it should
high
be.
and dry.
And you know,
Yes,
I had a really good friend who got married. She went on her honeymoon. While her and her husband were on their honeymoon, he was complaining that his back was hurting. Right?
Yes.
Just his back was hurting. They came back
This
from their
is your
honeymoon.
mentor.
No, not my mentor.
Howard is
It's not Howard. No, not Howard. But
Gotcha.
they came back from their honeymoon. He goes to the doctor, finds out he has cancer, right? And within 2 years, he's dead. So their entire marriage, she took care of him.
Jesus.
Their entire marriage, she took care of him.
That's how it should be.
Wow.
Because
I mean,
let's
I
do the
admire
flip
her
side.
so much
Yeah.
because of that. Because she loved him to the end.
Absolutely.
She loved him every day and to the end.
And that's so beautiful.
And she was older than him also.
Wow.
And she took care of him.
That's beautiful.
I was gonna say, in the flip side, if that was you, would you want your spouse to walk out on you?
No, I don't think you. No, I think that's the time when you need your spouse the most.
The most.
Yeah.
The absolute most. But again, we take these vows, but we don't understand
Right.
the magnitude. We don't know what the possibilities are. That's a difficult situation. And if she was to leave, we'd all be like, oh, boo, you know what I mean? How you
Right.
gonna leave your husband when he needs you? But again, I don't think you can throw stones. I really don't.
But you also don't know. I feel like whatever a couple is going through, that this is just as much about the person that's going through it as it is the spouse.
Yeah.
You know, I believe that the lesson that God has in it is for both of you.
Absolutely.
Right?
Always.
Because yes, my dear friend, she lost her husband, but she still had her happy ending because now she has met someone else who is equally amazing, and she got married like a year ago.
That's beautiful.
And she never dreamed that she would find love again.
Right.
She never
I'm
dreamed
sure.
it. But you know what I mean? Like, you know, how she handled that situation clearly could have changed her entire future.
Let me tell you, I think
because
that,
look at Madoff.
Right.
I don't wish anybody anything, but to lose both
and
their
I think
babies.
that with your friend, had she have not kind of rode this thing out and honored the for worse and nurtured this man and taken care of this man, I don't even think she'd be in a place where she could receive love again.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, because then the guilt, you
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
oh my God, I should have.
We just never know.
So you never know. You never know. We just hope we don't find ourselves in that situation.
But let me tell you something. I will be at the Phoenix changing Damon's diapers happily
I know that's right.
until the end, until the last breath.
I love it.
Until the last breath. I hope he takes it with me.
As it should be. And it
Yeah.
will. Absolutely.
Yeah. So, ladies, now we have talked about a lot.
Yeah, we have.
Yeah. So, what is your advice to women?
I'm exhausted.
Yeah. What is your advice?
Let me tell you.
What is your advice? You know, because this here right here, this a ride or die chick.
There's a ride or die
He
chick.
might be broke.
White
She
pumps
like,
and
baby,
all."
I'm on the back. We ride this thing together.
They ain't riding nothing. They on the 5-gallon bucket with 2 tires.
They imagine it. They car coming.
You know what?
They imagine it. They imagine it.
Like, we can't start there. My thing is, like,
We can't start
there. We cannot start there. I understand it.
Some of the best love stories
Listen,
start there.
if
Thank
things
you.
Shift and we end up there.
Now I
okay.
think if you shift and end up there, you really gonna be like, nigga, where's my suitcase?
Timing is everything.
I think it's better to start there.
No, wait, not at this age.
I think it's better to start there.
Not at this age. If I was in my 20s, yeah, dude, I'm gonna ride with you.
Because they both have a vision.
Right.
Any woman that
Absolutely.
gets on the back of a bucket and a tire with you, she see the vision you see
our
too,
20s,
baby.
yes.
And she willing to
In my
pretend
20s,
y'all riding to the
Yeah.
vision.
And she got on her heels.
I said the
No,
word
look, she ready.
And she got it.
ready to go.
You better stop. In my 40s, nah. Nah. Ain't nobody.
You know, I tell you, America, America, these hoes ain't loyal at this table with me. They not. They say, yeah, as long as he don't need a sex change, as long as you have a breast baby.
No sex change.
You got
no
conditions,
baby.
April. You
No
got
cheating.
conditions.
But if you get a boo-boo baby, your boo-boo be right there next to you.
So, Cherie, what is your advice to ladies when they're in a relationship, what they think is a relationship that's going to last them to the end, and it goes bad, and I mean real bad?
You know what? I always say there are two kinds of women. And you got to see Bridges of Madison County. That movie is brilliant. There are women that'll pull the handle. There are women that will stay. I don't think either is right. I don't think either is wrong. I think you have to know what you can deal with graciously and what you cannot deal with. And if you can't deal with it and it's going to make everybody miserable, then you got to bounce.
Okay. April, what's your take on this?
Listen, y'all better pray to the Lord Jesus if y'all in a bad, very bad relationship. But this is what I want to say before you get into the bad, very bad relationship. Take the time to get to know that person. Okay. I think a lot of times people are just so eager to be in a marriage, in a relationship, that they don't spend time with that individual to really see if that's the fit that you're supposed to have. So I just think if we spent more time in the beginning instead of trying to hurry up and get to the happily ever after that turns out to be a disaster, you might not see as many disasters.
Okay. Well, I think that love is conditional. Love is very conditional. It is not unconditional. I think we all want to believe that it is. And the reality is that it simply is not. It simply is not. You know, I think if I think of something like that happened to me, you know, I have to think about where did Damon and I start? And we started as best friends. He was my best friend. And I don't know of any topic we talked about tonight, I don't know that I could turn my back on my best friend.
It's beautiful.
I just don't know that. I just don't know that. I can't say it matter of fact.
But sometimes loving you means leaving you.
True.
You know?
I just don't know that I could turn my back on him because he's been too good to me.
Yes.
He has rolled with me through some dark days.
Yes.
Yeah.
I just don't know that I could say goodbye.
And you have something so special, Miss Valentine.
I do.
You should shout out your man. You should give him a little message.
He knows I love him. He knows I love him. Cherie, what if all this stuff happened to you? Well, we know you get your suitcases packed. Swiftly.
What stuff?
What we been talking about?
Bruce? Oh, hell no. Yeah. No, you can't be no woman. I got to go.
You got to go. Well, Cherie, tell our viewers how they can keep in touch with you.
Y'all can keep in touch with me. I'm on all social media platforms under Cherie Fletcher. And hook up with me there.
And you can keep up with me at I am April Daniels, and that's all social media platforms as well.
And you can keep up with me at Diane Valentine across all platforms. Talk to me. We want to hear from you.
Yes, we do.
We will be back next week. I hope you will be joining us. We are your favorite girlfriends every Friday night.
Yes.
This is Just Saying. Thank you.
Cheers,
good night.
ladies. Yes.
Yes.
Woo, love them and leave them.
From producers Maria Menounos, Dario Kristen, Tiana Hobson, Kevin Undergaro, and the entire BHL crew, we would like to thank you for supporting Black Hollywood Live, the first online broadcast network dedicated to African American entertainment. For questions and comments, contact us at info@blackhollywoodlive.com. Like us on Facebook, tweet us, or Instagram us at BHL Online. And I'm your BHL announcer, Scipio. Instagram me at Planet Scipio. Thank you for tuning in. The views expressed here are those of the host only and do not necessarily reflect the views of BHL or its owners or principals.